All practice pages and other materials for learning cursive are available at my Teachers Pay Teachers store at www.teacherspayteachers.com/store/Ann-Fosnight. Learning Cursive, Lesson 41, Capital B. Comparing capital B in printing to capital B in cursive, we see some similarities. It has the two curves. We see the connector parts and the slant that make it cursive. If we think about a lowercase b in cursive, it doesn't look very much like that at all. But here we have it, capital B in cursive. When we make a capital B in cursive, it starts at the midline with an undercurve, and then an overcurve around and makes a loop, and a bigger loop underneath, and then this part that I call the smile. So we have an undercurve from the midline to the headline, a slant down to the baseline, trace up, overcurve, around into a loop, another round that's a little bit bigger, touch the slant line, and make the smile. I think the capital B looks a little bit like a backwards capital E, or maybe like a 3. Make sure we're touching the headline and the baseline. Make sure we're starting at the midline. It's okay to make your capital B touch in the middle. You can go on in and make the loop touch. But I think it looks better when the loop doesn't touch. As you get ready to complete your capital B practice page, make sure your desk area is cleared off. Just need your pencil and your paper. Make sure you have the proper slant, you're sitting up straight, and that you write your name neatly at the top of the page. Our model for a capital B shows that it starts at the midline with an undercurve to the headline, and then a slant line down to the baseline. Trace back up and an overcurve and a loop, another overcurve that comes out a little farther, and ends with a smile. So we're going to use the training wheel letters to practice our undercurve to the headline, our slant to the baseline, trace back up, do a loop, overcurve and a loop, another overcurve, and into the smile. So we have undercurve, slant, overcurve, loop, overcurve, and finish. When you've practiced and you feel like you're making yours look like the model at the beginning, then it's time to go ahead and try underneath the model to see if you can make it look the same. A loop and a smile. Make sure you touch the headline. So let's try again. It's always good to compare ours to the model to see how we're doing. A capital B does not connect to the next letter, so we don't have to practice them together, but we can look at capital B and lowercase b and see how different they look. And then we can practice writing the names we have in cursive. We have Ben, Barack, Bailey, Benita, Blaze, and Brianna. If your name starts with a B, go ahead and cross out one of those names and write your own in place of it. Trace those names and write them yourself. Our last letter that starts with a short undercurve at the midline is an R, and it's the letter we'll work on next.